This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Vito, what up, though?
Same shit.
Yeah, you see what it is, people. It's about that time. For the last time this season, maybe. But shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor. Please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. You agree, disagree, want to correct us, want to call us an Uber. Let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C Note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you, so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen recently, Vito, we got Cosmic Kev, DJ Cosmic Kev, we got E-Ness, S.O. Heine. You know, they've been going back and forth. Heineken, what is it? Heineken, right? But don't they call him Heine too? Pause on that. But, you know, they've been going back and forth, Philly versus New York. And it started on S.O. in them show, though, with E-Ness saying that he felt Jay held beans back, right? Then Kev got involved. They did something on Kev's show with all three of them on it. And it was interesting to me because, first of all, I don't be wanting to hear nothing Cosmic Kev got to say when it comes to Philly hip-hop. And I'm sorry for that. But he said some inaccurate stuff. Like after Jay-Z signed Beans, everybody in the industry wanted a Philly artist, was kind of like incorrect because, first of all, he caught on to all of those guys late. Because when he had Beans already said he came out of nowhere. He wasn't on the scene. But Major Figures was already popping. I never heard them on the Come Up show before they was with Beans and Most Wanted. And when they were on that show, all of them niggas already had record deals. You know what I mean? So that is pure cat. But I don't want to be hearing that from Kev, because Kev is the same guy to talk about why Philly didn't make it and all that. And he's the same guy that when Beans came out with the Best of Beans, allegedly, Beans had to sucker punch him because he bootlegged the joint. Remember, they wasn't playing Beans on Clear Channel for like 2 years. Mm-hmm. I thought it was just Power 99, but I found out it was Clear Channel. They was cutting Mac verses, wasn't playing none of his songs because of Kev. Kev is the reason why all that Major Figures, state property, beef, I don't care what nobody say, started. I know they may have been live and Chris and them slipped one in, pause. But he should have never let Major Figures come back on there. I don't give a fuck. Like at that moment in time, it was too much going on, too much to jeopardize. And I think he kind of killed that joint. But lastly, I will say, Cosmic Kev has controlled Philly airways for about 30 years now, maybe? Or damn near 30 years. Mm-hmm. In these last 30 years, I will say Major Figures in the DJ era, I mean the DVD era, Big Star, Ant, We Run the Streets. These people broke more artists in the city than Cosmic Kev ever did. And if I'm wrong, call me an Uber. Let me know. What you think, Vito?
First and foremost, Cosmic Kev got the same hairline as Doc Rivers. So you know he ain't right.
Damn.
Second of all, I agree with you saying, because if for him to say everybody wanted a Philly artist after Beans got signed to The Rock, who the fuck else signed to Philly artists after that? Because I can't recall.
Right.
Like, how many other people got signed from Philly on the strength of that?
I think it was more like the boy Murder Mill. I know Murder Mill.
But he never did nothing outside of Philly that I can recall.
Cassidy got on some totally different stuff.
He got on some inside family shit.
Yeah. So he got on that. E-Ness had to go the band route, and that's what I'm saying. A guy like E-Ness was always high. I wasn't hearing him on the Come Up show or them niggas. Like when they started playing the DVD niggas, Big Star had already made them boys hot. Meek Mill, like
that's what made Philly artists hot. The DVD era, not Cosmic Kev.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I know some people be like, man, you wrong when you be coming at Kev like that. But I don't be wanting to hear nothing Kev got to say on what went wrong with Philly hip hop, because he's a major part that played and it did a lot of things went wrong.
Now, unless he's done shit behind the scenes that we don't know about, that we can't speak of, then we can't speak on it. But for him to be in radio as long as he has, I'm sure he knows a lot of people.
Right.
I'm sure he has quite a few, and even if he had the connections, he has the relationships to introduce people.
Bro, but Cav shit is more so like, you cool with me or me and you doing business and you got an artist, so I'ma plug him in. It ain't like, or these niggas is hot, they buzzing, they name already popping, I'ma jump on a wave and put him. He has not broke any artist in Philly. And if I'm wrong, let me know, somebody.
That's what I'm saying. He should have enough relationships where it's like, yo, this next up and coming boy, you know what I'm saying, sign him or put him on your platform or something.
Man, that nigga, he ain't, man. Even I know, have you heard Santos, right? You know who Santos is, kid from Philly that was popping. He was with Witchema. He was supposed to get a deal through Khaled, but that was through Cav. But Santos was with Ant. We run the streets, and Ant was the cameraman for the come up show at the. So it's always like, you know what I mean? You not pumping nobody on the strength they hot. You just trying to ride niggas wave, and it's been like that the whole time. In my eyes, if I'm wrong, somebody let me know. But
I don't know about Santos.
Young Chris recently on Math Hoffa interview, he has some interesting things to say. But I just want to know, like, it's certain guys like Oskino and them speak out, but then you got guys like Young Guns, Free, like those guys were around state property for years. I mean, around the Rock for years. They were around Dame, Jay, and all them for years. And most of them say, like, that breakup just came out of nowhere. They never seen it coming. So I want to ask y'all, pause. Do y'all think they were caught in the moment back then, like with all the stardom of that? Or they're just capping right now because they don't want to, like, maybe tell what was going on? Keep it a C note.
I feel like it's a little bit of both. They want to stay in Jay good graces, and I feel like they were just happy to be there, man. They were happy. They were still kids at the time. Oskino is the only one who really out here exposing shit because his loyalty was more so to Dame.
Right.
Free and Chris loyalty, I feel like, is more so to Jay. And think about it, Free out of all of them had, you know what I'm saying, he did the most, like, right, as far as albums, features, and all that shit.
Right. Still, you mean to this day.
Yeah. So I feel like their loyalty still is to Jay. So I feel like they ain't not going to go but so far that you like to try to shit on anything Jay got going on anyway.
But my whole thing is, after all these years, we older now. Like, so they older too. So, like, what's all the loyalty still to Jay for? Like, is it because he's a billionaire? Like, what is the benefit of anybody from state property or the Rock still being loyal to Jay?
I mean, if they still got a relationship with him, if they still friends, they still cool.
Okay, and if not?
What the fuck they care?
Okay, I wanted to ask you. So another thing that he said on that interview is he said that Jay-Z 2015 did a B-side concert, brung state property out. They asked what happened after that. He invited them to the studio that night, telling them, I got a studio session locked in. Boom, go lay some bars. I'll be there. I put the finishing touches on the track. Pause. Instead of them going to the studio, they went to a party. I don't know if they haven't heard from Jay. Not all of them, but I don't know if that just was the end of the talks. What's your thoughts on that? Were they right for going to that party, or should they have went to the studio?
It depends on what their goal was. If their goal is to, like, further their music career and see where else this shit can go if we get back with Jay, then they should have went to the studio. But if they're cool with their position and they wanted to go have a good time and maybe, you know, meet some new people, make some new relationships, maybe the party was the best thing for them. But that goes back to what I'm saying, of them just happy to be here. Because think about it. If you choose the party over the music, that means you just happy to be in the atmosphere with them big name celebrities instead of actually going to the studio and making that music.
See, I look at it different. I look at it like we still Philly dudes, and at the end of the day, whether people gonna say it or not, like Philly people hold grudges. And I look at it like this, like me personally, I'd have been on a note like, yeah, going on and doing a song with Jay is cool, but then what? Nigga, it's been 10 years. It's like almost like saying you reviving us. Like we need you again to be relevant. That's just how I would. I'm not saying they looked at it like that, but that's how I would have looked at it. I'm like, man, it's 2015. What can Jay do for me now? The rap game is in a total different lane right now.
True, but
you know what I mean?
All the young niggas still looking for a Jay-Z verse. Not probably the younger niggas like under Lil Baby and them, but all them other niggas, Lil Baby and them, and Era and up, they still want the Jay-Z verse.
Maybe.
And even though they can't be holding too much of a grudge, if they did the fucking show.
Yeah, if they did the show was probably like on the strength of love. We come out, boom, do the show real quick.
That shit was on the strength of love and all that, and they was gonna get some paper off that shit.
Yeah, and they probably was getting a check for performing. Ain't no doubt about that. But any hoop dreams, like this 10 years later, any hoop dreams of getting the band back together after everything that didn't happen, I'd have looked at it like, man, I'm cool.
So you gotta look past that. You never know what could have came from them in that studio session. They could have made a song. The song could have went nowhere, or the song could have went crazy.
Right.
And it could revive their rap career, or the song could have went nowhere. And just on the strength that they showed up, they could have been in there with Jay. You never know what conversation they could have had. That could have turned into, let me sign y'all to Rock Nation or whatever fucking publishing company. And it could have been anything.
Right.
You never know.
Okay. Now, how about your man Drizzy Drake? That's still your boy, right? Drizzy
Absolutely.
Drake's still your boy, right?
Yep.
Say it with your chest, man. Is Drizzy Drake still your boy, man?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right then, man. We know Drake got a petition in right now against Universal and Spotify. He's claiming that they were using bots to push Kendrick Lamar's song. What's your whole thoughts on it? Do you think that it's true? Yes, no? Keep it a C note.
I think it's true, but if you're smart, why wouldn't you fucking do it?
Right.
Like if you got bots pushing your song, that means you stream more, you make more money.
Right.
I don't see a problem with doing that. I'm trying to figure out what's his problem, because he's been the number one streaming artist in the last 8 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
The fuck he care?
Right. See, my whole thing was, the first thing I'm thinking is like when a dude drop a bomb on you like that and real rap and they do all them numbers, I'm not thinking bots unless I already know that they've used bots for me. Like, who thinks that?
He ain't used to getting the bomb dropped.
Come on, man. Then he talking about he's seeing some people on a podcast saying that they got paid a certain amount of money for to keep playing the song.
Play, yeah.
Come on, man. Again, how many years you say he been?
Like 8 in a row.
Come on, man. How many of them years you think was legit? They wasn't playing for no bots, man. Come on, man. Drake need to knock it off, man. But listen, Vito, you and I, we've went back and forth for a while, right? On Drake. Now, we've got stories of people having regional hits, local hits, and they're nobody on the map or in the game. And Drake reaches out to them. All of a sudden, he hops on their song, and it becomes a worldwide hit all of a sudden. Now we're finding out that these guys are selling the rights to that song for Drake, not making no dollar off of it. And then at the end of the day, if you pop, you pop. If not, you go back to your life. So if you have a hit and Drake is the biggest artist in the world, is it worth giving him your hit record for the 5 minutes of fame? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because think about it. If you got a hit, you don't really need Drake. So most of them songs ain't really hits till he gets on it. He take that shit to a whole nother level. Let's say you get $0 for it.
Right.
It's a good chance if he don't get on it. Let's say you make $10,000 for it.
Right.
At the end of the day, that $10,000 ain't gonna take you too far. If you sue, and that's without him on it. But with him on it, you make $0. You got the opportunity of your next song or your next album going crazy just on the strength that you're getting his fan base to watch you again. And somebody else might say, like, damn, that wouldn't see you on the regular, like, damn,
right.
he on the song with Drake. He killing that shit.
Okay.
Let me put him on my album.
Okay. And when that don't happen, then what?
You taking the same chance of it don't happen
on,
if
man.
you don't got Drake on.
Listen,
there.
bro.
It's more of a chance of it not happening.
Bro, 10,000. If you saying I got a regional hit and I'm gonna make 10 grand off of it, that's more than you're gonna make putting Drake on. Because look, Drake owns the song. You can't perform the song, get no money off of it. If it get 60 million plays, all that money goes to Drake. And then you gotta pray that some of his fan base or the record label use them same bots on your song.
Think about it. You said if it plays if it get 60,000 plays, you said Drake,
60 million.
60 million plays. Drake get all that money, right? How many artists have you heard say I don't get no money from my music? So that shit don't mean nothing anyway.
Bro, if the song is good enough for Vito to drop in North Philly and it gets his way to Drake and Drake wants to jump on it, pause, you're on to something. You have a hit. And in this era, in the last 10, 15 years, eventually a label will come through and grab that song. Out of everybody, maybe the Migos are the only ones that had success. I didn't know they had this sell Versace. Who?
Young Blue has success.
Who is Young?
He's a singer.
I don't know who that is.
But, all right, listen, this is my point. Think about an artist of Meek Mill stature.
Okay.
Everybody know who Meek is.
Right.
Meek said he don't make no money off of his music. So what the fuck do I lose by giving the rights, 100% of the rights to one song to somebody like Drake?
You know why Meek don't make nothing off of his music? Because Meek is splitting half of pennies with the record label, with his management, with everybody. Okay. And as you as an independent artist, you're going to get a check for all your spends every month. And it's going to be all you. My
point is, no matter who he's spending with, for him to be who he is and him to say he don't make no money off the music, but on the flip side, can make 300 to 500,000 per show. You down there with a $10,000 regional hit, you probably making 5,000 a show if you even get booked. Whereas though, if you get 100% of your rights to Drake, you're gonna get booked just on the strength. Like, you remember when Meek signed with T.I.? I don't remember what he signed for, but I'm sure it was for something. How many songs did he come out with T.I.? 0 that I can recall.
Who, Meek?
Meek, yeah.
Wasn't T.I. on the remix, the Rose Red, John?
Yeah, but I'm saying how much did he?
But T.I. ended up getting locked up.
Yeah, but
he wasn't really signed to T.I., I don't think.
So whatever the case may be, he had something to do with T.I. I seen something where Meek said he signed to Ross for free, for no money, basically.
Okay.
He said he did it on the strength of Ross was the hottest thing moving at the time, and the look he gets from being with Ross, he gets Ross fan base, and look at where he is now compared to
but that's a difference from you signing with a nigga like Ross that's hot at the moment from you selling a nigga your song. A song that you can't make no money off of. So in this world of social media and all they gotta take is for Vito to do that Drake song. I mean, to do one show in Philly. And they post that shit on social media. Vito ain't even do the song that had Drake on it. Nobody's coming to your shows in no other city, bro.
So let me ask you this. You think if you got a hit in your city compared to a hit with Drake on it, how many more shows you think you gonna get on the strength of the hit with Drake than just a hit in your city? Bro,
if you not making no money, how many times you think the club promoter is going to keep booking you? You don't bring Drake for the only song that you have that everybody wants to hear, and you can't even perform the song. How many promoters you think gonna keep booking them niggas?
You gonna get booked more than if you just got a song in your city. Think about how many rappers in Philly that we know of, but that nobody outside of Philly know of. Now think about that boy McConan that everybody know on the strength of that one song because of fucking Drake.
Where is McConan right now? Got the same. he made as much money off of that little wave that he had as a nigga that's only getting about 500 to 5,000 spins on Spotify,
his
man.
His career was extended by
What
year.
whatever he did,
whatever he did,
on, man.
We know about him on the strength of Drake.
That's cat.
We don't know about him on the strength of him.
All right, now, since you brought up Meek, though, I want to ask you something because it's interesting you was talking about the money off the shows. Because I recently just seen something where Meek Mill said since he went independent, he's only been booked for 2 shows. And so he's not getting any show money right now. What's your thoughts on that? Did he just freeze up or the industry blocking him out? Why is he not getting booked?
I feel like it could be more than one thing. It can be he can be getting blackballed. They can be freezing him out on the strength of maybe somebody put in a word they don't fuck with him, or whoever's booking the show could be a lazy motherfucker and that's not getting to where he need to get to book them shows. Because there's no way in the world, as famous as he is and as much music as he has, that he shouldn't be getting booked for shows. Because I just seen him post something. Because Academic said Meek should lower his asset price for the shows.
Right.
Because he was saying Meek get 250, 300,000.
He was.
And then I just seen Meek post a statement of he just got 500,000 for a show in Dubai.
Yeah, but them the only 2 shows he said he had since he's.
That's what I'm saying. So either somebody on his team ain't doing their job, or somebody outside of his team is blocking him.
Somebody over Dubai might have just been one person over Dubai that liked him and their people had money and booked him for a show. If you not getting them shows,
but he got a fan base definitely over here, so he definitely can do shows.
Yeah, well, I think the problem is going to be with Meek Mill, and I went back and forth with somebody on Instagram about this. I think Meek Mill, and this is respectfully me saying it, I don't know if it's because he's not independent no more, I mean, because he's not with a label no more, or because his numbers took a drastic hit. But Meek Mill is at that stage right now, and for everybody in Philly, I'll just put it like this. He's in the going from Wells Fargo to what's the joint right there on Broad Street that everybody
Met.
Yeah, he's going.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but I don't think he as a person,
I can see
as
that.
an artist that's just come off a big run. I don't think he's ready to accept that yet. And that's probably, it's not like people aren't booking him for shows, but I don't think it's them arenas anymore, them stadiums, them big tours no more. And he hasn't accepted right now that he's met material now.
Well, what he got to do is do a show and bring popular up and coming artists onto it that people can see.
Yeah. That may be a thing, but a lot of his people was freezing. Like a lot of, because Lil Baby is one of his people. He's like freezing. What does he drop? Well, how high is he right?
I think he got something new out now.
How about Dirk? Dirk is booked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
21?
Thug just getting back. Yeah, but 21, he ain't been active in a while. What did he drop lately?
Nah, yeah, he ain't dropped nothing.
You know what I mean? So all his guys is kind of.
But that's what I'm saying. But
right
all
now.
them niggas cold. If you think about it, if 21, Baby, and Meek do a show together, that should go crazy.
Yeah, but just look at this though. Those guys, Lil Baby, 21, and all of them may be cold right now, but they're bigger stars at this point in time than Meek is. So they don't really need Meek to warm up. Meek need them to warm up. That's what I would say about that. But since you and I go back and forth all the time, Vito, on I don't mess with this rapper because of this, so I don't mess with this rapper because of that. 9 times out of 10, it be stuff that doesn't have to do with music. I've seen recently a lot of people have done it. They've done it. A lot of people have done it recently with Diddy. Gunna. Yeah, I'm starting to see it now with Jay-Z a lot now. So is it fair for fans to judge entertainers off of more than just their craft? Yes, no, keep it a C-no.
Yes, because you don't judge actors off of their personal shit.
Okay.
Like, I don't see many motherfuckers saying they not gonna watch no Johnny Depp movies because he allegedly beat his chick up.
Right.
If he did or if he didn't. Because think about it. as a rapper, you're pretty much an entertainer. Like, you got rappers who really do what they say,
Right.
but majority of them rappers really don't do what they say. So that makes them a fucking actor.
Right.
So you're an entertainer. If like when people said they wasn't fucking with Kanye because he was fucking with Trump.
Okay.
Hey, last time I checked, you got a freedom to vote. Like, you can vote
Right.
wherever you want to. Why the fuck you care who we vote for? Even you fuck with his music. How do you even know who Kanye is? Because of music.
Right.
So without music, you wouldn't know who he is. So why are you worried about his personal? Even though they put their personal shit out there.
Right.
My thing is, I don't give a fuck what you. I'm a consumer of the music, not of
Right.
your personal. I don't give a fuck what you do outside the music.
Why do you consume the music though?
Because I like the music. I don't give a fuck what you. If you snort coke, like, I don't agree with that, snorting coke and shit.
Right.
But if you snort coke before you go do a show or make a fucking album, you think I'm gonna stop listening to it because you get high? I don't give a fuck.
Right. So you saying, like, even with the R. Kelly situation.
I don't give a fuck. I still listen to R. Kelly.
So, like, if one of the biggest rappers in the world from back in the day was to become like he was an informant the last 20 years, you don't care about none of that.
No, I never listened to Gunna like that anyway.
No, but I'm saying, what if it come out like you?
If Jay-Z was a rat, I wouldn't give a fuck. I listen to music because I like the music.
Okay.
Because think about like this. Who can I use as an example? Like R. Kelly. They stopped fucking R. Kelly. Like, streaming platforms took his music off the shit because of the situation. Guess what they did months later? Put that shit right back on. So somebody's listening to his fucking music for them to put it back on.
Right. See, I think it's fair if you're a fan of somebody's music, especially if you've been a fan of that person for years. I think it's fair to judge them off of more than just entertainment.
What about Michael Jackson? What about all the allegations with them kids?
I'm not saying allegations. I'm saying, like,
everything's an allegation.
Yeah, well, yeah, you right about that. But I'm just saying, like, even like certain stuff, like for instance, I used to listen to Troy Ave.
Mm-hmm.
I've got songs that was in my playlist, and then Troy Ave told, and I don't listen to Troy Ave no more.
Why?
Because he's a rat.
Okay, what that got to do with his music?
So
because of the gangster
listen,
music?
if when I'm listening,
before you go for, are you not listening to it because of the gangster shit he talks in the music? Like,
no, I'm not listening to him because he's a rat.
Strictly because he's a rat, not because of the gang. So if he was an R&B artist and he ratted, would you still fuck with him?
Yeah, I would. No, probably not. But I mean, we come from that culture anyway. You know what I mean? But I'm not just saying rap. What I'm saying is, to me, it's a difference if you like a song here and there, and to be a fan of somebody. Like, to be a fan of somebody, I think you almost like relate to them in a way. You know what I mean? You become relatable to them, not just their music or their acting, their way. You like, damn, this nigga, I can relate to him. He makes the type of stuff that I like, that I'm interested in, and all of that. And then once you take it somewhere else, it's like, whoa, I can't relate to this person like that.
No, you can't relate to that part of him. You still can relate to some of his music. Even if he's talking gangster shit and all this, don't tell shit, and then he tell, you're like, damn, I can't fuck with that. But you can still fuck with the music. Like, it's niggas in everybody's hood that do nut shit all the time. A nigga go shoot up some innocent shit. You'll still speak to that nigga.
Yeah, no. But I mean, you and I, you know personally, because I'll still listen to Jay-Z music. But I'll tell you that I don't mess with Jay-Z from all of this stuff that I've heard that he's done to other people. You know what I mean? But it's not like I don't. But if you ratting, that's something different.
So, Nas is your favorite rapper. If he told on somebody, would you
if Nas told on somebody and I found out the day of tomorrow, all of Nas music would come out my playlist.
See, that don't make sense. Because you don't know Nas. You ain't a friend of Nas. You never had a conversation with Nas. You only fuck with Nas.
We don't really. I've related to Nas for.
You related to
30 years.
Yes, you related to some of the shit he said.
I'm not. Once you cross that line, I can't relate to you.
All right. Well, let me ask you. So you relate to Nas because of most of the street shit he talked. In one of the songs, in one of Jay-Z's songs, he says, I showed you your first tech on tour with Large Professor.
Okay.
Next thing I know, you got a song about the tech on your dresser. So does that mean he's a fraud? If that's true, does that mean he's a fraud? It's for him to make a song about a tech.
But we
if he
don't.
never actually had a tech himself.
How do we know?
No, that's why I asked you if that's true. Do you still fuck with him? Because he's a fraud. If it's not, if it's true.
I mean, rappers is fraud. I mean, they all
That's
fraud.
what I'm saying. So they fucking entertainers.
Yeah, they all fraud, but there's a difference from being a fraud and being a rap, bro. That's two different things,
There is,
man.
but you saying you relate to something he's saying. So if what he's saying is fraudulent, you can't relate. You're only relating to the story he's telling as an actor.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
if he's
like Nino Brown, you can relate to some of the shit that goes on in this shit. But fucking Snipes ain't fucking Nino Brown.
Right. But if I mess with all Wesley Snipes movies, he's my favorite actor. I'm going to see all his movies. I'm buying stuff at the movies. If they come out with posters, Demolition Man or this person, I'm buying all of that. And then that's something
you
different.
Demolition Man cut?
No, I'm not getting the cut. But you may have fans out here that do that. You may have had fans out here running around with the Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They say they're wrong because years later something comes out that he does. Like, me personally, I don't find it wrong if people say I don't listen to R. Kelly no more since we talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't care if you don't listen to him, but I'm gonna fucking listen.
Yeah, but are you not going to be that person to say, "Oh man, you tripping"?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Yeah, because I want to know why. Because you only know R. Kelly on the strength of music. So the only reason why you fucking with him is on the strength of music. You don't fuck with him on the strength of what he do in his personal life. You don't fuck with him on the strength of who he fuck. You fuck with him on the strength of what he does in that studio. So that's as far as your relationship goes. Your relationship shouldn't go past the music, in my opinion.
Is it fair to judge entertainers off of more than just
Like,
their craft people?
What
Yes,
are
no, keep it a C, no.
basketball football players? They're entertainers to us. When they do nut shit, you still, like, people still fuck with them.
Some of them, depending
Most of them.
on
No,
who you
they
are.
fuck with them as long as they're good. If LeBron James...
That's not true.
if
Ray
LeBron
Rice
James-
was good.
Who?
What's his name? Ray Rice?
Yeah.
From Baltimore,
They
right? He was
dropped him,
good.
though. It ain't like they stopped.
And nobody never picked him up
Yeah,
again.
on the strength of the look it gave to them. But we talking about people like us. We ain't talking about the owners. If LeBron James to go to court right now and testify on somebody, all of them street niggas who fuck with LeBron and say he the GOAT to them, they still gonna fucking fuck with him.
I don't know about
I
that.
guarantee you.
I guarantee.
They still gonna fuck with him.
If it's 30 million people right now, if it's a 10 million gangster street people that say LeBron is the GOAT, and that nigga go and tell on somebody right now,
It's gonna be 8 million.
his fans is gonna drop just like Drake fans
gonna be
is dropping.
8 million,
Come
yeah.
on, man.
But listen, and think about it, in a rap battle, like this Drake and Kendrick rap battle,
Right.
all the fuck they doing was snitching on each other on wax. You saying this man's a pedophile, he like this bitch this age. You saying this man beats his wife and that's really not his child. They fucking telling.
Yeah. But there's a difference from you telling on record, which we don't know if it's cap or not,
On record.
and a nigga sitting on his stand telling.
But niggas is getting booked for what niggas is saying on the music.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Let's talk Dame Dash real quick. Dame Dash recently said some things. He's been saying a lot of things lately. And Vito, I asked you, Dame's my guy. I mess with Dame, his whole movement and all that. But has Dame Dash become a chatty patty? Yes, no? Keep it a C, no.
Listen, I fuck with Dame. I fuck with his movement and shit he do. But Dame has always got on my nerves. But really, it's through the roof now because he's the biggest fucking hypocrite there is.
Why you say that?
Because of the chatty patty shit. He talked all that long shoe gangster shit to DJ Envy and Charlamagne when he was up there of owning your own business and how it now don't be wrong, it does benefit some people, but owning a business ain't for everybody. Right. Now look at him. They up, he down.
Right.
And they so-called still got a 9 to 5, which is the Breakfast Club.
Right.
And they eating off that shit. You sit here telling these niggas is chatty patty. I don't mention other niggas. There's too many women out here for me to be mentioning other men. And originally, when he still was up, he was saying, anytime somebody asks about Jay-Z, ask him. Don't ask me. I don't want to talk about that man. Now that he down, you can't stop him from talking about fucking Jay-Z. He worse than fucking DeHaven. He going in harder than him.
Oh, you out of pocket.
DeHaven is telling the story that he was there before with New Jay-Z in the music.
Right.
Dame, you cannot. And you never heard DeHaven say you a chatty patty because you keep talking about this man. That's all this nigga talk about now.
Well, I don't think Dame.
And then he just apologized to the nigga about doing all this nut shit.
Yeah, I think there was some stuff behind that was supposed to go down. I don't think Dame. To be honest with you, I don't think he's being a chatty patty. What I think it is with Dame is Dame has been the guy that's been loyal for years. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And now he's seeing disloyal dudes say stuff about him. And it's like, bro.
Jay don't never talk about him, though.
No, Jay don't. But what I'm saying is like Vito, you hanging with John, and you don't really deal with me, or you don't really want me around, and you telling John that, and then years later, you my big homie, and John is on the other side of the field. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm riding for you because you not saying nothing about it. So I'm checking John for you. But it's like, nigga, you don't even know that, like, this dude, like, that's what he did with Nori. Like, dude didn't even want to deal with you. Now you call him big home. I think it's more so like, nigga, I've been sparing you for all these years and now you trying to play me. And I think that's more what it is.
I mean, you got to look at it another way, too. Like, we've both been booked. You know, like I know. It might be a nigga that you don't even really know like that. Like, I don't like this nigga for some reason.
Right.
And y'all might even fight or be ready to fight. And later on down the line, y'all might be becoming good fucking friends.
Right.
Because you didn't really know that nigga the way that you thought you should have known him. That could be the case with Nori and Jay relationship compared to what Dame
that's probably, and it probably got to do with all the Queen stuff.
And think about it. At the time, Jay-Z was an artist still, so why would I want more competition on my joint?
Yeah, I think it was more so that. But if you look at it like this, right? Kanye got signed, 02, 03 in that era. If Dame is just now saying this, I mean, we've heard for years that Jay didn't want Kanye. Mm-hmm. But I've never known that they were going to get Joe Buttons, or I've heard rumblings of it was talks of getting Nori. But now when you hear all this like 20-something years later, it's got to be a reason, or I would think it's a reason why Dame is just now saying it. I don't think it's just for views. I think it's just like, nigga, you trying to play me for a nigga that don't really mess with you. And I've been known this. But since you didn't know, here you go now since you talking crazy.
Now, I look at it like this. Like, I fucked with Dame because he was super loyal and he was all for everything, rock over everything. But think about when they split. Dame was still up at the time.
Right.
Nobody went with Dame. It ain't like Dame ain't have the money to fund a situation. If Dame was such this guy that everybody claims to be, and Jay, now mind you,
well, originally people did go with Dame.
I'm not saying,
but then Dame lost his deal.
I'm not saying Jay-Z didn't do none of the shit that they say he did. But if he's this guy that everybody says, why I can understand because he's a famous artist and he was the number one guy. But everybody seemed to have basically went with him. Oskino was the only one that really sided with Dame.
Nah, but they said Siegel originally went with him. Somehow or another, when Siegel came out of jail, because I think even if I'm...
But he was a disgruntled employee at that point.
No. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I think it's even an interview where Mac said it at the time. He don't know how he got on Def Jam because he originally went with Dame.
Who signed Kanye?
Dame.
Who signed State Property?
I think they all agreed on it.
Dame signed State Property.
Well, he made them a group.
Yeah, but he signed them too. Jay-Z didn't go find them niggas. My point is, the majority of State Property sided with Jay. Kanye sided with Jay. He know Jay didn't want to sign.
Right.
As a rapper.
But on the flip side of that, I've heard a lot of the state property artists that did go with Jay said that if they can do it all over again, they would have went with Dame.
Yeah, it's easy to say that now because it's in hindsight, but you didn't know.
Because in hindsight, the way
and you would have went with Dame, and then
you
what
said the perfect thing. The thing you said earlier about him not wanting Nori because it was more competition. Mm-hmm. Chris and all those guys that decided to go with Jay never looked at that option.
Yeah.
They never looked at this guy's a rapper. Like, me personally, and I say this respectfully because I mess with young Chris, but I don't see how young Chris in any way, shape, or form went with Jay-Z after his last couple years. He had already stripped you of the flow.
Yeah.
He did a lot of shit. He was playing around. And for him to go with him, like, I was like, that's why I asked you, were they caught in that whole moment where they were state property? Because it's like, how the fuck do you go with Jay? And this nigga basically done took your whole shit and ran with it. It's only but so long before he get rid of you.
I 100% agree with that, and now you put it like that. Because, especially, for Chris' situation. Because like you said, he ran with the flow. I agree with that.
Right.
And the whole time he was on it, they didn't really push them like that.
Bro, not just Chris, like Petey. Like Petey is from down my way. So
I feel Petey was the biggest star out of all.
Petey went with Jay, but I was there when Petey was like, Dame did this or Dame did that, or like a lot of Petey shit was because of Dame. So like I was baffled with him. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I posed the question. Were the state property guys caught in the moment?
It had to be because I feel like it would have benefited Petey and Chris to go with Dame, but I feel like it benefited Free to go with Jay.
Yeah, but
Free actually got shit done with Jay.
Right. Yeah, so, let's talk basketball real quick. We're a quarter through the way of the season. Keep it a scene-o. Who's been the biggest surprise for you this season, whether it's a team or player? Keep it a scene-o.
As far as teams, I feel like the Rockets are the biggest surprise. They've been hooping like a motherfucker.
Yes, they had. They got enough talent, young talent. It's about time.
As far as a player, who the fuck has been surprised at who been getting busy lately? Damn, I can't even say Garland because he always get busy. He just be off and on. I can't really think of a player right off.
I give you an honorable mention. My honorable mention would be your guy Bodega Towns. That's his name?
Yeah, Big Bodega. But
Bodega,
I've seen him get busy, so I'm not surprised. Nah. He wasn't consistently getting busy.
Nah, I haven't seen him get consistently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played like he got something to prove now.
Yeah, so he would be my honorable mention. But I gotta say the kid, what's his name? Jared McCain from the Sixers.
Yeah,
he's been a bright spot.
Yes,
and for me personally, he comes from a school that breeds a lot of duds because he comes from Duke. He comes from a school. I mean, we've had this conversation. I know they've got a couple guys recently, but for him, where he fell in the draft, the way the Sixers season has started. And for him to come out of nowhere and just get busy, that's been my biggest surprise. And I've seen people on social media platforms that Keep It a C No podcast page follow was saying at the beginning of the year that the kid was a steal. He was going to be. I didn't see it, but yeah, he's definitely been a surprise. How about who's been the biggest disappointment so far in the NBA a quarter way through the season? Keep It a C No.
I'm going to go the Bucks and the Sixers.
Okay.
Too much fucking talent to be as bad as they are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can understand the Sixers because they got some personal shit going on with not playing games and injuries. But I don't know what's up with the Bucks because them dudes is playing. Just outside of Middleton.
Okay. Vito, the people watching, y'all might want to call me a Uber. Biggest disappointment so far in the season has been Anthony Edwards. That nigga lost Karl Anthony Towns after they were saying he's the next Jordan, he's the best thing since sliced bread just a couple of months ago. Since last year, he shoots 4 more 3-pointers a game. He only averages a half a point more. He has, I thought with Karl Anthony Towns going, he would pick it up even more. Minnesota is not even a playoff team right now. Like, this kid has been a total disappointment in my eyes, and y'all may want to call me a Uber. But again, when you get rid of a number one pick, a former number one pick, who's been a 20-plus point scorer and has been the scapegoat on that team for the last couple years, and you go from a top 3 team to not even mentioned at all, come on, man, that's a disappointment.
Yeah, as a whole, I feel like that should be a disappointment. But I don't feel like him personally is the disappointment.
I'm saying, bro, a couple of months ago, they were saying he's the next Mike. Mike would never have his team not mentioned at all, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What I'm saying is, when you move somebody like Karl Anthony Towns, you saying for sure Ant is the guy. Ant is the guy. His points should have dropped to 30 at least without Cat.
Because you still got Julius Randle, a guy who scores, if not more than fucking Cat, the same amount of points. And Julius Randle, when he get the rock, he ISO ball, so he's taking shots out of his hand.
It's not like Ant coming number one to a team that already got Cat, where it's like we just gonna balance it out between both of y'all. From you trading for Julius Randle and you letting Randle know, listen, you only here to be a supporting cast member for Ant. That means Ant is supposed to turn up. His 25 points supposed to go to 29, 30 points a game. A half a point more, bro?
I mean,
come
at this
on,
point,
man.
Yeah,
not even a playoff team? Come on, man.
But it's still early. And you know, a guy like Nas Reed, he going to get more shots now because he coming through.
Yeah, he coming through.
So,
but being on that note, because like I said, Anthony Edwards, he went from averaging 6 threes last year, taking a game. Now he's averaging 10 threes. It's been a lot of talk recently. NBA ratings down. A lot of people speculating what's the reason the ratings aren't that good. Keep it a C note. Why is the NBA rating so bad right now?
I think it has to do with the generation more than anything.
Why you say that?
These young motherfuckers, like when my older brother and my grandpa used to sit in the room and watch TV and watch the basketball game and shit, because I was football at the time.
Right.
I'm like, man, I don't want to watch this shit. But then I just started getting older, started watching it more and more. That was it became my shit.
Right.
Then think about this. Then as I come up, the motherfucker under me come up and watching it. These young motherfuckers now, like my son and them, they don't watch basketball. They play the video game more so.
Right.
Or YouTube and the streaming it. That's why. You know what I'm saying? So you still got people from our era watching it, and probably a select few from under our era that still watch it.
Right.
But other than that, niggas under them ain't watching that shit.
Right. And that's crazy, because I just told somebody recently, I turned on a Boston Celtics game, and it was like the first couple of seconds of the second quarter, and Boston launched the 3 on their first possession of the second quarter. And it put up a graphic, and it said at the beginning of the quarter, they had already taken 18 threes, and the other team had already taken like 12 threes. Mm-hmm. I watched the game for about 4 or 5 possessions up and down. Both teams came down and launched nothing but 3. I turned the game off. Like, I told somebody that watching an NBA game is like watching 2 kids play 2K now. That's what it reminds me of. You know, in 2K, the video game, all the kids want to do is dribble, step back, shoot the 3. And it seems like that's what all NBA players are doing. Kevin Garnett, he recently said that this era, like, they don't have no skill. And he said basically they're all going to the same trainers, but a lot of these trainers never played in the NBA, let alone played any type of competitive basketball, period. And they're all going to these guys, and basically they're just showing them different packages to shoot threes.
And my thing is, with the trainer, if you're not training me to shoot in-game shots, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I can see if a nigga comes to you to work on his handle because he ain't already have handle, cool. But if I already got a handle, why are you showing me all these dribbling through the cones and all that shit?
Right.
Like, I don't need that. You got to work on shit that you're going to do in the game.
Right.
So, I agree. But as far as skills, these niggas got skills.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, he's saying, like, basic, like,
fundamental
skill. Because he said something that me and you went back and forth about before. Him and Paul Pierce was saying the goal of the game has always been to get as close to the basket as you can to get the easiest shot that you can. And these guys is like dribble, step back now. So to me, it's like you're not, like you said, you're not working on no end game stuff. All you're working is how they create enough space to shoot a 3-pointer. And it's everybody doing that. Like, you don't have no identity in the league. Like, you know how some teams was like, all right, well, since you gonna run Shaq and you gonna kill me, I'm gonna run a stretch 5, and this is gonna be like nowadays. Boston averages 51 3-pointers a game right now, quarter way through the season. They averaging 51. The lowest team, I forget who they said it was, averaged like 35 to 37 threes a game. That's too many 3-pointers.
Yeah.
What's eventually going to happen, is you going to kill the free throw game. The next thing that's going to be a lost art in the game is going to be free throws because everybody's shooting jump shots. Nobody's drawing contact. That's the next thing to go. We already done lost the mid-range game. We lost the post-up game. Next thing you going to lose is free throws with the way the game is going.
No, I mean, it depends on the player. Like, when you big name player, you going to get, like, Shea shoot a whole lot of mid-range, but he get to the foul.
Yeah, but see, me personally, I'm a little biased now because I noticed that I only watch certain teams play. But those teams that I watch play are teams that, them other guys on OKC, they launch a lot of threes. But their main guy, but their main guy, Shea, he's not just out there 10, 15 threes a game.
That's because they got an old school team, though. If you pay attention.
Yeah.
They got a whole bunch of others that could shoot.
But yeah,
Shea is the mid range.
Only thing to separate them is they like one of them smaller teams.
Yeah.
But
they big men play down low. They got Chet who can stretch the floor.
To be honest, they remind me of even though they don't have a Nash, they remind me of like them Phoenix Suns teams even before they had Nash, where they just had good wings. Stoudemire was a beast at the and then you got a great point guard. But so I don't know. With the NBA, that's what's killing me. I can't watch a whole game of these guys just coming down, running the shot clock out, and then shooting a step back.
Did you see when Shump said, when he was commenting on how, when motherfuckers were saying Steph Curry ruined the game, and they were saying Steph ain't ruined the game. Steph can do that because that's what he do. He said, you motherfuckers out here shooting shots like how Steph Curry, but y'all not.
Right.
And he said, did you see who he said ruined the game?
Who?
He said he think Brown ruined the game when he left with the Miami.
Right. Yeah, I think that's one of the things. But crazy you said that because what's the kid from Brooklyn? I think his name Cam Thomas or something like that.
Yeah. James Harden shit.
Yeah, did you see him? He said everybody shoot the threes because of Steph, but the game is transition because of James Harden with all his step back threes and all that. And he's the real guy that everybody emulates in today's NBA. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
He said that because you think about how most of these young niggas is playing.
Yeah,
1,000 dribbles to a step back tray. Steph don't do all that dribbling.
Yeah,
Steph catching that and he launching that shit.
Yeah,
or he get to his shit. He give it launching it, and passing it.
And that's why we said that's what separated Steph and Clay from everybody else because they didn't need to play with the basketball in their hands.
If we blaming somebody who's fucking up the game, it got to be James then.
Yeah, so
because think about it, even Lucas said that was his man, James
Harden. Yep. We got a lot of fights coming up, Vito, in 2025. We got Tank about to fight Lamont Roach. You got Shakur about to fight Schofield. You got Bevo and Better Beef 2. You got Usyk Fury 2. Keep it a C note. Which fight are you more interested to see coming up in 2025?
Out of the fights that's lined up, I want to see the Tank fight because the boy Roach was talking like they got history.
Right.
And he was getting out on Tank back in the day. But as far as fights, just in general, I'd rather see Tank and Shakur. I'd rather see Boots and Bud. I'd rather see Bevo and Benavidez. Fights like that.
Benavidez?
Yeah, I want to see fights like that.
You see, Benavidez said that he had Bevo on the ropes, basically.
Yeah.
That's the fight I want to see. I want to see Bevo and Better Beef too, because even though I had Better Beef winning that fight, I don't think Bevo did enough. So many people thought Bevo won that fight, so I can't wait to see part 2 of that fight. Any other fight, like them fights is cool. I want to see what Schofield little strategy is. But one thing with boxing is I want to say is like, I think the kid Schofield might got 17, 18 fights right now. Shakur might got 5-6 more pro fights than him. So I get it. Maybe Shakur's fought 1 or 2 names before Schofield hasn't fought none. But I mean, they're right there as far as fight-wise. So when you say experience, like that nigga's fought 17, 18 fights, then come on, man.
Listen, I feel like they should take a page out of UFC. Everybody fights everybody in UFC. Ain't no fucking ducking. These guys are able. My thing is, if I'm the number 1 guy and I got 9 guys under me, the top 10, mandatory fights and all that shit, how is it that I can skip over 2 through 9 and fight a nigga with 17 fights who just coming up? He got a little bit of a name.
Right.
Like when fucking Floyd fought Birdo and Madonna. I think Madonna might have been in the top 10, but he only fought Birdo because I think Birdo got out on Broner.
Okay.
Like, how are you skipping over Pacquiao and all them other guys that's right up under you?
Right.
And Pacquiao was a bigger money fight than all them guys.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how that worked, but I know, like, bro, if you got 18 fights and you're a professional boxer, you got enough experience to fight Shakur. Like, they make it look like Shakur just can't be hit. He's just knocking dudes out, and like he's just Tank on steroids, basically. Like he's Tank with the excellent defense and all of this and that. And like, come on, man, knock it off. It's Shakur Stevenson, excellent defense and all of that, but y'all acting like he had to have 45 fights to fight Shakur Stevenson.
At this point, any big name could fight anybody at this point. You could have one fight and it could have been crazy. As long as your name buzzing, they can get any fight.
Shout out Tank. I want to ask y'all to keep it a C-note. Y'all agree with Tank? Tank said Shakur don't do nothing, but he's a defensive fighter. He said defense only wins in football and basketball. Y'all agree with that? Yes, no? Keep it a C-note.
Nah, I don't know. Well, damn. I'm about to say Pernell Whitaker was a defensive fighter, but Pernell Whitaker let them Jones fly. Who the fuck is a defensive fighter? That only is majority defense.
Maybe that's his point.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his point.
Listen, my thing is, I don't think none of them dudes can beat Tank.
Right.
But I still want to see him fight them guys.
Right. It'll happen if it's meant to be.
Tank's talking about retiring.
Yeah, I know. But he still got a list of fighters he gonna fight before he retire. Yeah. Now he's trying to say it's gonna be after 2025.
Tank run all them niggas down.
We'll see. He said he trying to fight 3 times 2025. Though we'll see. Thursday night football, Vito.
49ers, man.
Week 15, we got the Rams at the 49ers. This may be a play for playoff positioning. We already know you got San Fran. We already know where I stand. Why do the Niners win the game, Vito?
Why? Because we better than y'all. Should we win? At this point, no. We might as well lose the fuck out.
Right.
Everybody hurt. Might as well try to get a high draft pick. What the fuck?
Don't worry about it, Vito. We're going to help y'all get a high draft pick because we're going to beat the brakes off of
if by the end of the season everybody can come back healthy outside of McCaffrey, because I still feel like we can win without him because the system we run and we get similar running backs to his style of running.
Yep.
But other than that, if everybody can come back, then I could say play. But if not,
2 questions before we get out of here, Vito. Is it time to say deuces or is it over for Christian McCaffrey as far as 49ers go? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
Yeah, it's over for him, baby.
I agree with you. Is it time to say deuces to Aaron Rodgers in the Jets organization? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
No, it's time to say trades on Aaron Rodgers. I'm ready to gangbang on Aaron Rodgers.
You want Aaron Rodgers?
No, fuck no. It's yo. You've been saying this for years, and I've been holding on.
Right. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah, listen, man.
Go ahead and say it.
No, I ain't gonna say you right.
No,
I'm just gonna say I was wrong.
Yeah.
Damn, Aaron, you look at
so,
like a broke dick dog out there.
Pause. It's time for you to go.
Yeah. Or he making some steroids or something.
Man,
he gotta do something.
Aaron, get out of the steroid. Can't say that. That's all you got. We about to wrap this episode up, people. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Long episode this week. Pause. But again, we appreciate y'all. If this is your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. You agree, you disagree, want to correct us, want to call one of us an Uber. Let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.